quite even, but if they are the first ones to be in position, they definitely will have more advantage, especially in Turtles and Lords. I want to say though, they have to be careful because of the vision game that the Popol and Kupak can provide. When it comes to like the blunt force damage, like if it's a head-on collision, I want to say AusterForce will get the upper hand when it comes to objectives. But when they are outsmarted and outwitted by positioning from Bren Esports, it's gonna be difficult for them.
And interesting at what we're seeing on the map here, JP. Gonna be rocking that support role, Jawhead, taking over there for Felicia in what he usually does with his position. As you mentioned there, Lusty is gonna be rocking the Popol and Koopa with the Avarice. You think he's gonna follow the same build path as Venus, picking up the, I believe he picked up the
Molten Essence.
Molten Essence and the Thunder Belt eventually.
It makes a lot of sense. I think when it comes to the playstyle, especially of Bren Esports, they also love the poke kind of strategy. So that is very much possible to get the Molten Essence into the Thunder Belt. And they don't really need that much tankiness because what they can do is to juggle their opponents. I think that's one thing that we can take note of Bren Esports. They have so many mobility tools along their heroes so that they can juggle the AusterForce's bursts, if ever.
And now we're seeing a rotation here by AusterForce. Going to be really aggressive. Rebo really low. Lusties might get caught out here. The ejector toss stops him from getting away. And I think this is first blood going to the hands of Aura. How good is it that they got to window down a member of Bren Esports right away?
Yeah, it would have been perfect if it was Rebo that they were able to take down, but Lusty read through that and just defended his mate. He died because of that, but at least it's gonna give a little bit of advantage to Rebo. Now he's playing against Benny Cutie.
Yeah, Benny Cutie might want to change his name to Greed because he's doing everything he can just to try to get a kill onto Rebo, risking everything for nothing. So what could have been a great start for him with already one kill, he also has to add one death.
Oh my goodness. AusterForce, really. That was some, I would say, a greedy play coming up from Benny Cutie, right? You just said it. Then again, he was outplayed. I think Rebo knew exactly the range of the Esmeralda. Do take note, Rebo is also one of the better Esmeralda players in the league right now. So he knew exactly the range the Stardust Dance.
Yeah, and Few dancing along with Greed in the mid lane, who Greed gets caught in the Cometic Lance by the end, but Carl He cannot follow up. Flame shot right there. Cool guys walk away from Flame Shot, and he was able to get away, but Rebo was the one who gets caught out. Electro-Final-Blow used there for the Turtle, and the Turtle goes to Bren, secured by them, or PH are gonna reset.
The trade was, there was a kill onto the bottom lane of Bancuti, although it was a 1-for-1 trade-off that maybe Rebo overstayed his welcome because he already was able to get a kill onto Bancuti with the help of Cartesi. I think he did not regen up. Because the smarter thing to do is just to go back to base, recall to base, and just fight the Esmeralda with full HPs once again. Maybe that didn't happen.
Yeah, and JP, let's see if him escaping will happen, and it did. Ultimate's committed by Bren to try to cash him out, but he survives. Now, Benny Cutie is at 2-1-0. If Benny Cutie can get out of lane first, break that tower first, and start roaming around more frequently, quick answer, will Bren Esports have the right tools to take down this Esmeralda?
Well, not yet. When it comes to timing, no, absolutely not. Because if you're looking at Bren Esports, they don't have the immediate burst. In fact, if you look at their lineup, it's a little bit ramp up in the nature. It's kind of sustained damage.
Yeah, and Few just got tossed up there, but he'll be able to get away. But it's JP who's still one who's going to get shot out there by Bren Esports. So 2 for 2 on the kill board right now. Bren Esports is going to try to find and make a play out of this. Kilowatt gets spotted out there in the show off by Flap Teasy. He's going to be going up after Ash's Khalid, who used the Raging Sandstorm to get away with a flicker forward, as well as the stun. Stops Ash from getting away, and that is going to be Few and Flap Teasy securing the kill on Khalid.
You know what? A little bit of free will for what I just said. Earlier on, I talked about the juggling potential of Bren Esports, and that is what exactly happened in there. From the kill onto JP to the follow-up kill from again Flap TZ. It was just juggling from Bren Esports. When AusterForce already threw in their skills and lost their positioning, Bren Esports was quick to punish.
Yeah, and Carl Teasy just punishing AusterForce right now, able to steal away their purple buff, and Greed with the Cyclone Eye able to get away. And now what I'm seeing here from JP is that I'm not sure if he's out of his element, or he's just playing so carefully, knowing that he might walk into a trap, he might get stunned because of the lockdown focus duo you have in mid of Lusty and Few. I can't blame JP. He doesn't have many options. He has to play carefully. Now Rebo, let's see what options he has here. Can he drag this out? Can he survive? Immobilize onto Kilowatt. Rebo will be able to use the flicker to get away, so he's already burned that, and Flowing Blood as well.
Oh man. I think the answer to your question why JP is playing so carefully, I know that they should be playing with the highest level, right? But I think that JP might not be, how to say this, he might not be as comfortable as Rafresha is, for example, when it comes to playing the Giant. He might not have the mastery of the hero, right? And apart from that, this Popple and Koopa is just so annoying. That's one thing I want to say about Lusty is that he's very good at playing this hero just because of the positioning and the information that he gets out of the map.
Carl TZ invading the orange side buff of AusterForce. View is there nearby to help him out. Great chromatic lance to stop the momentum of Kilowatt for just a bit in the raging sandstorm. Misses out on Carl TZ. He's going to be 1-on-1 against Kilowatt. K versus K. Let's see if they'll continue it. No, they don't, as Kilowatt uses the second skill to heal up under tower, but he runs into JP. This did Carl TZ. JP's not going to be able to do that much against Carl Benedetta right now, though. Scrappy fights all over the map. Focus on the mid lane. Few and Lusty are going to get spot out there by Greed and BennyQt, who are doing everything they can to make sure that Hades gets his purple buff. And Bren Esports are creeping in with 4 members. I don't think Aura will be able to get this purple buff, so that's another buff taken away from the Claude. But BennyQt goes in there with the Falling Star Moon, chasing after Lusty. Call TZ trying to keep Lusty alive, and Lusty able to get away. And in the back line, Revo able to secure a kill there onto the Khalid. Greed, Hades, and JP too far away from the members of Aura, but it's actually Aura who went away with the victory there, securing 2 kills against Bren.
Oh, this was a nice clash from both teams. I want to say AusterForce with a better timing when it comes to the re-engage. Bren Esports, they could have lost more, I want to say, but Few was amazing. He used the ultimate just to lock down the heroes that were chasing the Carl TZ Benedetta. And that was the reason why AusterForce didn't get more than they could have. If not for the heroics of Few, that would be a disaster for Bren Esports, but AusterForce, they still won that skirmish, and that I will attribute that to their timing of counter-initiating against Bren Esports.
Yeah, but now the problem for Hades is he doesn't have his purple or orange buff on him, and this turtle has already spawned. Let's see if AusterForce will be able to take this, as Bren Esports are eyeing the second turtle of the game to go to their side again. Kilowatt coming in a little bit too early. He's gonna get caught up, but the Few is gonna go down in the blazing duet. Not enough to steal that turtle because Carl TZ just got a double kill, and he might go for a triple. He does, he gets it. Let's see if he can get a maniac. Can he take down BennyQt? Will this be a 4K for Carl TZ? And it is the second maniac of Season 7 goes to Carl TZ on the Benedetta.
We were talking about how Bren Esports can manage all of their resources in form of skills as well as their battle spells. They didn't even need to burn some of their flickers, so we can see in the replay how well they juggled. Look at the positioning of Few. He went for the backliners of AusterForce so that Carl TZ can focus one after the other the members of AusterForce.
Great objective take, and that instant replay is brought to you by Oppo A94. Experience gaming at full speed with Oppo A94. Get yours now for only 13,999. And Carl TZ, go get that maniac. Let's see that again. Boom! What a play and what an execution there by Bren Esports. Now AusterForce, the lead has greatly gone to the favor of Bren Esports. What does Aura need to do to come back here?
Well, they needed to clear the way for now. They still have great potential when it comes to the late game because they do have the Claude, they have Kagura that can burst heroes, particularly the supports. They also have the Esmeralda. They also need a better job, I would say, utilizing JP to peel off the members of Bren Esports. Because you know what is happening from the past few skirmishes? It's just Bren Esports juggling everything that Aura is throwing at them. And not only that, Bren Esports are also fighting around objectives. This is one thing that I will want to take note for Bren Esports when you're watching them. They're so good at this. This is why they were champions in M2. Because they know where to fight, when to fight, so that they can make the most out of the map. For example, those victories, those skirmishes that Bren Esports won, it was always around turtle areas, always around those macro objectives. And this is why they're also leading by an immense amount of gold 9 minutes in.
Yeah, and it's even gonna get even larger, the lead here, because that's another purple buff here, stolen away from Hades, and Hades has been purple buffless for quite some time now. He at least he got the orange. I mean, at least he held on to that. But this Lord and this major objective once again is going to go to the side of Bren Esports. And part of me says, or a part of me really thinks here, that this Popol and Koopa pick really threw off JP and how he can position with this Jawhead.
I completely agree with you. This is Bren Esports. They're showing us how it's done. This is not the first time that they use the Popol and Koopa against all these mobile heroes. All these heroes that kind of depend on controlling the map.
Yes.
And if you mind the minimap from the first minute up until the last, you will notice that JP isn't really comfortable just running around the map just like a normal Jawhead would, right? Because of the Popol and Koopa, the existence of this hero. And look at what he did. He didn't go the Venus route wherein for Molten Essence, he went straight into the Deadly Blade, which is so much valuable against the Esmeralda as well as the Kali, the side laners of Aura. And with both side laners shut down by Bren Esports, their movements and their itemization, it just meant that Claude isn't activated as well. Because you cannot farm with the Claude if your side lanes are weak.
And let's see if Aura, though, can have a strong defense here as Bren Esports has marched into their base. They're aiming to take down 3 inhibitor turrets or maybe just the middle one. As the team goes in with the Imperial Justice. And the follow-up is there for Bren Esports, but AusterForce with their minion wave clear is keeping this dream alive. They take down Few, they take down Flapteezy, and Bren Esports was only able to get, actually no, they weren't able to get any of the inhibitor turrets there. Was that a little bit of a early engage there by Few, or was that just a great response by AusterForce?
I want to say it's a combination of both. Bren Esports, they were kind of too focused on taking down Hades. I think the call there was Few was able to just see the Claude and just jump onto the Claude. And you know what? Any other team would have taken that jump because to just fish out where the jungler is from the opponents, and it can't blame Bren too much for that. I think that it was the right idea, but then you have to always take note. This is still AusterForce. They're very good at coming back.
Yeah, and that's a lot of AoE magic damage coming out on the side of Aura. Actually, just AoE in general. So if you're gonna dive under tower, it's not gonna be a long fight because your minion waves are gonna go out really quickly. Right. Now, mid lane and top lane again is gonna be the focus here for Bren. Let's see if Preview's gonna go in. Nope, just using the flowing blood to get a bit more information here. Bren Esports eyeing out turret here. Greed is gonna get caught out. Make that JP actually. Electrify the blow already committed, and Bren Esports dived in. JP has been forced back. Few and Bren Esports have broken down the tower in the top. Let's see if Bren can get another one. It looks like they're just waiting for the minion waves, but now, finally, I think that was the play that they wanted to go for earlier.
You know, that was exactly the words that I'm already preparing in my mouth. Yes, this was the idea that Bren Esports wanted to do. They don't really want to overcommit onto getting the kills. All they wanted to do was just fend up Aura, just damage the heroes of Aura so that they cannot be comfortable defending, and then use their Popol as well as your long-range artillery is to take down the turret, and that top lane so clean coming out from Bren Esports.
Great execution there. 10,000 though is our gold lead now. The Claude is on
Matchup, and all of those early game control that Bren Esports were able to get, it just is now piling up, and AusterForce, which is a difficult game already for them.
Yeah, it's close to a 5,000 gold lead for Carl T. He's
over
7-0 and 2. Yeah, over Lord Hades.
Oh my god.
Man, really, you just said it, the early game completely punishing Aura here in the late game. And let's see, what else can AusterForce do? Try to come back. Probably he takes a lot of damage from Greed. He decides to dodge out of there. They're just preparing, get a little bit more control topside so that they buy a bit more time for themselves to take this Lord. AusterForce has to play this really smart, or if they don't, it'll be the end of their game. Mobilize on the JP, and Hanslord already spawned, and look at the amount of damage. I think that just came out from Few even, not just Rebo.
Yeah.
AusterForce are nearby. See if they can take it. They're gonna go for the wraparound. Few is there with the stop. Chromatic lands. Buying time. AusterForce decide to back out. They stretch out a little bit too far now. And now it's gonna be Bren Esports punishing AusterForce, but AusterForce are fighting back. Few gets caught out there, but that's already a killing spree. Gotten by Rebo. Double kill by him. Benny Cutie so far from everyone because all the way in the back, Lord Hades has used the blazing duet to try and take out Rebo. The Dirt Russian keeps him alive, and Lusty is there as well for the assist. Rebo, maybe I should not. Benny Cutie though uses the falling star move, gets smacked in the face by the hero of Mactan, Lapu Lapu, getting that kill, and with 3 down. I think it's just a few seconds away until we see Bren Esports win this game 1 victory.
Oh man, Aura looks helpless, and even when they tried to go for their best play, I want to say Greed played that wonderfully. That skirmish, were able to just deal so much damage, but again, because of the disparity of the gold, the damage wasn't enough. Afterwards, it's just completely outplay from Bren Esports. What they did was to juggle the members of RPH. I said that so many times already in this particular game, but that is exactly what happened in that specific skirmish of top lane. On RPH, they look like they were trying to punch Bren Esports, but they're not reaching. Maybe because imagine, I know there's a reference for that, but RPH, they look like a boxer who's just strapped in chains, just punching in the air. They have something to give, but they just can't hit Bren Esports because of how the positioning and timing was well done.
Oh, JP going in though with the flicker, the ejector. Rebo immediately gets deleted, and Aura might be able to take down the members of Bren Esports here to hold down and keep this game going. But with the Lord marching in, it's a messy one for Bren. They were surprised by the flicker and the ejector coming in by JP, but no, Aura PH, can they, will they? Yes, they can. The surprise was there. Bren Esports a little bit too busy with the stick and with the recalls. This game is going to go on a little bit longer now. JP saying, making up for the fact that, okay, I know my early game wasn't that great. It's not my fault though, but oh no! I thought someone help me here as he gets immobilized. But now Benny QT comes in with a falling star, Moon and Kilowatt with the Sandstorm as well. There's 2 members down on the side of Bren Esports. This is bad. Lord Hades chasing after Carl T, using the BMI to get away from that. And the Claude saves himself really close. Now Bren suddenly with Aura PH for the longest time. They were able to throw some counter punches. But wait.
Some of the chains were broken a little.
Can someone clear this?
Kilowatt? He'll do it. He knows. Okay.
Ash? Ash? What? Oh my goodness! What did we just see?
It's not like an auto win per se, but at the same time, it gives Bren Esports some reliever in the early stages of the match.
Let's see if this Raphael is going to be rocking that focusing mark, so that's even more damage coming out. And he is rocking the Avarice, actually.
Yeah.
So no extra damage coming out of the, or extra buffed up damage coming from the Raphaela's emblem. So Aura PH now showing up, playing a little bit more aggressively now. JP with some really aggressive positioning. Greed is there as well for the wraparound. So look at that, constant or immediate pressure this early on the purple side buff. Even though it's 2v3, they say, you know what, I think we can do this. We can buy some time for Lord Hades to farm up even more. Who's going all the way to that orange buff, and Aura really doing everything they can just to stall Carl TZ.
A very smart take coming out from Aura PH. They know that the Granger, if it clears the way first, gets a level 2, he is quite invincible already. Because you will have the Rondo as well as the Rhapsody, which means that he has damage against junglers and jungle creeps, as well as mobility, that when he's pressured by someone, he just can Rondo away from that. So that's very smart. He's gonna get level 4, and Culties is just level 2. What a wonderful rotation from Aura PH.
Yeah, great rotation. Instead of actually going for any of his buffs first, as we said, he went straight for the orange. Even Flap TZ felt like there was a possibility he was going to do that, but was just a moment too late. Of course, probably expecting that he timed it for, okay, he's going to get his buff first and then go to the orange.
That's right.
Great rotation there by Aura, as we mentioned, but now Bren Esports trying to find rotation and a flow for themselves, as well as Carl TZ has not hit level 4 yet. Rebo and Kilowatt smacking each other in the bottom lane. Flap TZ and Benny QT now. This matchup of the Lunox versus the Esmeralda. How is this gonna go?
What I like about this is that Benny QT, if he positions himself well, he's gonna make it difficult for Flap TZ. Because Flap TZ, if you're noticing, he's rocking the Avarice, which means that he kind of needs to get close so that the Stardust Dance will hit the Lunox to pop those procs, right? But again, he's a Lunox.
Yeah, and speaking of popping, Rebo going in and he gets popped off. by Greed Spalier, taking out the Alice, and Bren Esports are going to continue this fight, but that's going to be 2 kills already, and the turtle for Aura. This is a fantastic start for Aura Philippines, as that's 3 kills and a turtle to start off the match.
Disastrous for Bren Esports. I also want to take note the advantage of getting that jungle invasion coming up from Aura-PH. Lord Hades has 3 levels when it comes to his gap between the junglers before that turtle fight started. And do take note, Reptar, that the Retribution, its damage scales depending on your level. That means that no matter what happens, Aura-PH will have the advantage when it comes to the Retribution war around the turtle area.
Yeah, and now FlapTZ with a war against Kilowatt, who procs his Counter Inferno so that he can clear up the minion wave and rotate faster to mid. JP though gets caught out by the members of Bren Esports, probably looking for an ejector pickoff, but only gets picked off himself. Greed trying to disrupt, almost getting hit by that comedic lance. Could have been disastrous. So Aura-PH now, earlier we mentioned they were the ones getting invaded. They set the tempo early on. We're going to be the ones doing invading, and now it's CarlTZ having a difficult time getting the buffs and getting the farm.
Oh wow. And do take note, Aura-PH, they went in for double masks, which meant that Greed will not have much farm, I would say. Kind of even with Greed as well as JP, but it won't matter so much. All they wanted to do was to really just funnel everything into Lord Hades at this point. If last game Lord Hades had to farm so much, and he's gonna be depending on the Cloud, which is a very I would say this slow farmer when it comes to jungling. This time they're gonna put some pedal into this Aura-PH tempo that they wanted to have.
Yeah, good microplay there by JP, tossing Greed away.
That's right.
Almost getting taken down here. This Valir could be big here for this fight. Let's see who can get the second turtle of the game. The first one went to Aura, and now JP spotting out CarlTZ. The pick off is there, and the turtle once again going to Granger. CarlTZ gets picked off, and that's a double kill for Lord Hades. As FlapTZ trying to build up all the shields that he can, but he gets tossed back by JP. But not enough damage is going to come out from Aura. Rebo too busy managing that wave in the top lane just to get a little bit more push. Good call there, because that really looked bad for Bren. They're already behind.
Oh my god.
They have to get their wins elsewhere.
Oh my goodness, you're absolutely correct. Because what I saw from Bren Esports is that they know that they are already disadvantaged. I think that they're depending on their championship buff already, because they kind of feel that, okay, maybe we can outplay them out of it, but obviously that's not happening. As Lord Hades, my god, the burst! Again, Bren Esports, during that second turtle fight, I think that their idea is maybe we can outplay this, maybe we can out-sustain them. We are good players, we are so good when it comes to controlling our heroes. But obviously they don't have the economy for it. Aura-PH, they already are leading by so much. Even with enough sustain from Bren Esports, there's no way for them to win that turtle fight. Lord Hades, the gap between these two junglers is just way too high at this point.
Yeah, and knowing that the gap is present, Hades says, you know what, I want to build on this a little bit more. I want to survive a little bit more. Picks up the Brute Force Breastplate. Even more chances for him to get away or eat up damage, so it's just his momentum continues. But now let's see if Aura can keep the momentum going, as that's going to be the charge onto Lusty. He doesn't get tossed though. CarlTZ is dealing damage. JP almost tossing back CarlTZ. CarlTZ was able to sidestep it while charging up the basic attack, but now Kilowatt, surprise!
Oh my
god!
god!
Mega kill for Hades, thanks to the fire of Kilowatt. Great positioning and great sense to think that they're gonna go back here.
Oh.
I'm gonna wait.
I know that this is weird, because I'm gonna say that Aura-PH is back on vintage form, because wait, it's weird because it's just like last year.
Yeah.
but in a way, this is vintage Aura-PH. I will explain a little bit, because Rebo might be taken down, and he will actually be taken down. That's a big mistake from Rebo. He will not ever win that matchup.
Yeah,
I'd say.
the power of order brilliance, just ignoring everything the Alice threw.
Yeah. But yeah, vintage Aura-PH first is because they're bringing back their jungle invasion, or the jungle choking that they are always so capable with. And the second is Kilowatt on the thumbs. Man, that's so vintage, I'd say. And his positioning, that was so wonderful. Nobody can play like that, like Kilowatt is doing. We know Kilowatt is a farming type of EXP laner, but he knows when he needs to get advice. At that position, it was just so good, wrapping around the members of Bren Esports. He knows that Call TZ will be going to that plane once again, and even with two heroes, Lusty and Few, they cannot survive Kiluash, who's already so well farmed at this point.
Vintage legendary moments are what we're seeing for the second game in our first series today. Day number 2 of the MPL Aura PH. Can't believe all of this just snowballed from the fact that Aura rotated at the start really smart. And now JP, smart pick off there onto Lusty. He's gonna be forced to go back. He doesn't have the brilliance. That was the Rafaela getting taken out, so that's already gonna be 2 members of Bren Esports down. Carl TZ gets taken out, and that could be another one up next. Will it? Yes, it is. Double kill there for Lord Hades, taking out the Sylvana, and Bren desperately trying to hold on to this tower in the bottom lane. But now it's a killing spree for Benny Cutie. Rebo is the last man standing, and Aura PH are hounding him. Gonna try to find the opening. They know that they can buy time, but look at that! Godlike for the Lord of Hell. Hades 7-0-5.
This is his second game, and the names of the teams, you would say that this is Sunsparks, not Aura PH.
Oh yeah, like hell of a throwback actually, even with the heroes that we're seeing, like Ranger with an insane stat line right now. Hunter Strike pick up by this Granger.
Now that I think about it, this is Season 4 lineup. Like, Joed was really considered alongside Rock. Lunox was also a hero to watch out for back then.
Yeah, you're right.
And Granger was the top marksman back then in the championship round of Aura PH in Season 4.
Bren Esports want to run it back this season, but Aura PH throwing it back and surprising the world champions. Endless battle. Picked up there by Kilowatt, who is crazy kill participation for this game. 3-1-11. He's only missed 1 kill, and that shows how well he has been rotating in this match. And I'm glad that you mentioned JP, night and day performance. And I feel like it's, the jitters or the hesitation and the defensive mindset of Aura is gone. They brought the fire and the aggression at the start, and it worked out really well for them.
Oh, absolutely. Perfectly put there, Renmar, because I think that Aura PH, what they were lacking in the game number 1 was confidence. Because it really didn't feel like Aura PH is playing. For now, this is their, I would say, most comfortable form. And we can see that they are so good at this. Especially when Lord Hades is farmed.
Yeah, JP trying to look for a pickoff again. It's a 9k, make that 10k, sorry, gold lead for Bren Esports, for Aura PH, excuse me. Lord marching in the bottom lane, Aura PH are managing this whole map. 3-wave push, the minion at the top, the Lord at the bottom. Bren Esports could get taken out here. See if they can hold on. That's going to be a stun onto Flapteezy. Flapteezy caught a little bit too far from under the tower. He's going to try to heal up. Bren Esports trying to defend and trying to hold on, but they barely have the firepower to do anything. Flapteezy going in though with the Falling Star Moon just so that they can help defeat down the Lord. They finally do, but because of this massive gap in gold, Bren can just stand by and watch as Aura get closer and closer to a victory, but that's going to get picked off there. Sylvana getting tossed back by JP. It's 5 versus 4.
Oh my god!
And the damage! Gone! Deleted, depleted, triple kill! The Thriller! Fire of Aura, no liar! Despite how game 1 ended, they recovered it, and that's a 1-1. The series is tied now. Aura PH, great win.
Oh my god, I think you can see this is Coach Dale, the analyst. If they focus their attention on damage output for Rebo and don't go for the Lapu-Lapu Pakito side lanes wherein it's how do I say this? It's too standard and they kind of do the same thing, you know? They kind of fulfill the same role. It will be too much. It's like a double down for Bren Esports. It doesn't look like it's a winning formula. They go for the Lunox instead, and all's good in the hood. Bren Esports versus Aura. This is gonna be a brawl, I would say.
Interesting matchup, interesting draft, and it's game number 3. Will Bren Esports finally win a series with the world champions and the defending season champions finally win a series, or will Aura PH get their momentum back and get a win? Now, a bit more conservative are these two teams, as Aura PH, now JP is just sticking to Lord Hades instead of aggressively going to the jungle side of Bren and checking out the Creed. They know, as you mentioned earlier, that it is all gonna center around Hades. If he goes down early, it could be bad news.
Oh, look at this. It's not a game wherein we see a lot of jungle chokings. I want to say that Kilowash versus Flap TC, Lapu Lapu versus the Yuzhong. I will favor the Yuzhong. Oh, sorry, the Lapu Lapu. But Kilowash, he knows this hero so well that even when he's in a losing matchup, he's gonna take some wins outside of the maps. For example, get some jungle minions or help his teammate. But JP
gets the pick off on the few. First blood already going to Lord Hades. Carl Teasy is not gonna be able to do much there, and Aura PH, the urgency and the aggression, now we're seeing it after finally clearing enough to hit level 4. Immediately go into that middle shrub. And now Bren Esports, see if they'll be able to contest this turtle well enough.
Aura PH obviously on the front lines once again when it comes to dealing with this turtle.
Greed, oh, so close, but he's gonna be forced to go back. It's going to be an advantage here for Bren Esports as Greed is gone for Aura PH. JP's nearby. Let's see if he'll be able to disrupt, but with how Aura's positioned, they're going to give this one.
Love it. Bren Esports, they offset their disadvantage when it comes to the turtle control by just damaging the heroes and the members of Aura PH. They know that without Kilowash, so level 4, which is the ultimate, without the HPs that are available, Aura PH will not be comfortable taking the turtle fight, and after them poking the members of Aura PH, they just went in to get that turtle. Such a classic Bren Esports move, and they have won so many macro battles with that.
And now Aura PH applying pressure on the top side. Reaper of course needs a little bit more time. Farm up, get the items on that Lunox. Meanwhile JP, finally, since he was able to help Hades build up to 4 and get that sweet pick off at the start, now he's positioning aggressively. And he's going to spot out Carl Teasy if he decides to check the forward side buff, but he won't be able to. Turtle spawns.
We can see a lot of potential from this Paquito.
You though, sees the potential of him possibly going down, but Popo and Koopa saving him the fight. The damage.
Did you see how masterful Few was with that? So if you were asking if it is the Oh My Venus route in the previous game, in the game number 1, this might be closer, as Few is the mid laner for Bren Esports.
And Greed taking so much damage! Thorned Rose right at the edge, taking out Greed.
Carl TZ and Few combining together just to outplay Kagura. That's Greed just chasing and punching the air at that point. As Few and Carl TZ, they were able to outmaneuver Greed, putting him in a spot wherein he will be trapped, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, and Carl TZ though trapped himself into getting taken out there, gets completely bursted down by the members of Aura PH. Lusty could be up next. Lusty was nearby earlier, but then Carl TZ just got absolutely bursted.
Oh my god.
Carl can't afford to make plays like that against the lineup that Aura's fielding.
It's like their brain power is quite limited at this point, where at that specific moment wherein they went in for a big brain plays in the middle and then just straight up just dumped everything and just went in for the play that is primal in a way.
The result showed, and they were able to get what they wanted out of that. Kilowash able to get away there, but Bren somehow, even after losing Carl TZ, Aura couldn't position themselves or find a good position around the turtle, and this could be the turtle going to the side. It is going to the side of Bren Esports.
Oh. 2 turtles now belonging to Bren Esports. I could have sworn Aura PH, they had chance to get that control of the turtle, the second turtle, but it didn't happen. As Bren Esports, what they're always trying to do, and you have to mind this if you're watching them, when they're poking, they wanted to get the turtle. Because what they're doing is just to let the opponents just blow their resources, their skills, and their HPs, so that they can take the turtles more effectively.
Yeah, Rebo gets kicked away, so he's not going to be able to deal as much damage as he wants to, or at least his delayed greed goes in with the umbrella open, and with the ultimate, the knockup is there from the Cho, and Kilowatt, or I mean Benny Cutie, let's see if that's enough to turn it around, but Carl TZ was still able to secure a kill there. He was the only one to go down, but now here comes Kilowatt, a double kill for the Black Dragon of AusterForce. Now Flap TZ and Carl TZ, they will not be able to continue this play. Benny Cutie's nearby. Let's see if we can go for a pick up. Oh, kicks Flap TZ back. It is elementary what he did just now, but now Carl TZ might be able to. Yes, he will secure the kill there onto JP, and he dashes away. Oh, he eats up a lot of flame shot. Third hit there as well from the ultimate, but Carl gets away. It's a nice exchange of just how well these two teams know their own heroes, but another one. Let's see, can Carl get it? Of course he can. Benny goes out.
You called it a nice exchange. I call it excellent exchange, man. That was so good for both teams. Playing one another. Kilowatt was able to just show us how it's done. And Benny Cutie tried to go for the good plays. Bren Esports returns the favor. Tried to get a kill. Additionally, that joy, the ejector was good, but even better was the knockups and the positioning for Carl TZ. Then Kilowatt chimes in, making it look like the user is not even nerfed. So only Kilowatt can make that work. And then Benny Cutie makes the play, then Carl TZ makes the play. Man, this is a brawl. Blow by blow.
Another brawl in the bottom lane. Mega kill now for Kilowatt on that Yuzhong. By the way, that replay that you saw was brought to you by Oppo A94. Increase gaming at full speed with Oppo A94. Get yours now for only 13,999. And Carl TZ demands our attention as he got a mega kill. Now he could get another one. Great read by Carl TZ. But he gets taken out a little bit too greedy. JP says, don't reach, young blood, I'm gonna toss you back. Carl TZ gets taken out, but could have been another added highlight to the legacy of Carl TZ's. Lancelot was stopped by JP.
God, blow by blow. Everybody's just trying to outplay each other. That's what you want.
Yeah, they're just showing off now.
They're showing off. This is showtime. Bren Esports, I know that they are feeling so confident with Carl TZ, most specifically. And he saw that Benny Cutie was there. There's just enough HP from Benny Cutie to survive that, using the Jeet Kune Do and the Shunpo with all of those extra shields, like those small shields, it added up so that he was able to survive. And then the JP Joy was quick to punish. Another turtle fight as, oh my god, another alley-oop into the, Lord Hades Granger.
Yeah, this could be really bad. It's a fight for the turtle. Bren already lost up top, and they're gonna lose this one as well. Beautifully handled here by AusterForce across the map. Rebo is here though, but it's a little bit too late. Already getting pushed to the top side. A kill onto Kilowatt there by Rebo. But you can say, without a doubt, Aura won that exchange. They could get another one. The damage coming out from the Granger. You could be up next. The damage, is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. KO there for Lord Hades on that Granger.
Divide and conquer for AusterForce. Look at what they did. 2 into the top 8 to get a kill into a very important hero for Bren Esports, which was Flap TZ. Imagine if Bren Esports had Flap TZ in the turtle fight. A totally different story. And Bren Esports also made a mistake. Having this Carl TZ Lancelot with an all-in strategy into the turtle fight. AusterForce, they had 3 members. Remember, no matter what happens, that's a Yuzhong. And with the Black Dragon form dealing enough damage and control against the Lancelot, Bren Esports really stumbled around that turtle fight. They might have taken down the mega kill onto Kilowatt, but in exchange for Carl TZ the Lancelot, 100% sure AusterForce is happier with that trade over the number one.
Not again. Carl TZ gets caught off again. Now Flap TZ taking a lot of damage. Look at that. There's another flame shot. Unstoppable. Lord Hades is already 5-0 and 7.
And Benny
split pushing the top side here. He might get stunned and get caught off here, but that's not going to be enough damage from these two. He gets away. Bren Esports are crumbling before our eyes. Kilowatt again. Not sure if he's going to be the MVP, but another MVP noteworthy performance is what he's bringing out here earlier in the times. Now the Yuzhong, look at the damage coming out from Greed Skagura, brings few down from 100 to 40%.
Yeah.
That quick.
My god, AusterForce, they're looking scary. both teams, Reptar, they needed this series win. They were struggling, both of them. Bren Esports even struggling more after losing back-to-back. The last time that they won a series was January. And then to World Championship, they might have taken the trophy. But now, for the third time in a row, they are on the verge of losing another series against MPL teams.
Wow. They are on the board though. They have a point from a game, but they don't have a series win. And I'm gonna repeat what you brought up there. They haven't won a series since January. That's the last time we've seen Bren Esports win a series, and that was of course for the World Championship. But now, AusterForce, it looks like they will ride away with this with how they're handling the map. But
Man,
oh man, Bren Esports, they don't even scale that well into the
I
late
agree.
game.
they were all in onto their jungler. I would say for both teams, this is a battle of who wins the early game. And it was a tug of war for the first 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Then eventually AusterForce were able to take over because of how well they were able to divide Bren Esports. Both of the drafts of both teams depended on them winning the early game. And unfortunately, the tug of war, it was AusterForce who was able to win it. They might be the ones to take Bren Esports once again.
Oh, Carl Teasy getting forced back already. Forced to get away after a flame shot and 2 hits from the Death Sonata. And AusterForce are going to be marching into the base of Bren Esports with the confidence in the world. They're going to be fighting out in the mid lane to try to secure that turret. Yes, they do. All inhibitors are broken beside of Bren Esports. The Lord broken by Bren Esports, but AusterForce with this lead, this 10k gold lead, could make gods bleed yet again as the base is starting to go down. Black DC goes in. Bren Esports are going to try to fight it, but they get disrupted. They lose their flow. They lose their flap. They lose their tag, and they will lose this series. Triple kill for Benny Cutie, and AusterForce wins it 2-1 against the defending world champs and league champs.
Talk about recovery, Reptar. Game number 1 was a totally different story. You can even forget about that. For AusterForce, what they did was to mend all of their mistakes from game number 1 and apply a better execution come game number 2 and 3. The draft was so much better as well, and they were more comfortable in the last 2 games of the match.
Yeah, and AusterForce happy right now in this winning moment that you were seeing is brought to you by Master. Hindi sila na GG. Instead, they brought their clay